Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much for speaking to me. You know, what I love about your character is kind of the inner strength that she has despite everything that is going on. So,
Yeah.
can you talk about crafting the character also in relationship with building all of these friendships that you had already off screen in
Mhm.
terms of the character?
Yeah, totally. I think as an actor, the first clues that exist for me for every character is in the text. What does the script look like? And right off the bat, I noticed that Navarro is a person of few words. That got me very excited. So when I approach a character who doesn't speak as much, but is constantly physically present there within an ensemble, it means I have so much inner life to fill. And I think that's the most exciting part for me as an actor. What just because she doesn't talk doesn't mean she doesn't have opinions about things. And I think she has very strong takes on everybody's relationships, on Andy and Rain and their sibling like situation, but knowing that he's not human, on Tyler and how protective he is of Kay. And why does she never speak up when Bjorn is acting out? Maybe she has, a silent or a very, behind closed doors, close relationship. Maybe she's seen what he's gone through, which is why she allows that kind of behavior to continue. And things like that were very delicious to build with Fede, who was very collaborative in the whole process. And working with the cast, this is a dream cast, let me tell you. Everyone's so freaking talented and so kind and just such good people. And I feel like now that I've worked a bit in this industry, it's quite rare to have everyone on set to kind of carry that kindness, patience, and there's a light to everybody. Yeah, so they were really fun to hang out with on and off set.
So what I love also is this is for us is very tight quarters. I know for the character as well because you're on this spaceship. So what I wanted to know is, does that when you're in those scenes kind of heighten the emotions that you have to bring in because it's so much of one the unknown and you can't escape from that. It's easy to say I can't stand you and walk away. You can't really do that. So can you talk about being in the mindset of Navarro of not being able to escape?
Absolutely. I mean, the sets were actually built, like you said, and it does have like a weird claustrophobic sensations to it. And on set, every time they call, cut and we get a little break, we get to go outside, see the sun. It's a bit daunting and you're like, "Oh, I kind of like don't want to keep going back and forth and back and forth." But for Navarro, like you said, like because she's the pilot of Corbellin, I think she has a very close relationship with this huge machine that she pilots. And she knows every corner like the back of her hand. And she fixes her up when the ship, is not functioning well. That's her whole world. And that was really beautiful to play with because, considering the fact that Jackson Star is a planet where we never see the sun and you grow up with the same people and there's new diseases coming in every quarter and the people that you grow up with slowly die around you, but you have this one safe place that is your ship to go back to again and again. Really helped me build her character and her physicality especially.
In the beginning, it does start off with that hopefulness of look at what we can do. We can escape from this. I wanted to know kind of at the character of Navarro of kind of that dying down as it goes down with the story. How does that impact the character, do you feel?
So for that specific moment, have to let it sneak up on the character. You can't anticipate it. Even though as the actor, you've read the script a million times, you know exactly what's going to happen. But when you play it, you have to play as far away from that as possible the further you're able to get your character away from what you know is happening, what is going to come, the more devastating it is when their demise finally arrive.
Mm. And can you kind of talk about that scene, that in terms of the demise, we have the very classic in terms of Alien itself. Can you talk about what was it like filming that scene? Because there's so much history even behind it.
Yeah. I mean, she's the mother. Navarro's kind of the mother of everyone's downfall. She
Mhm.
births this thing. Her DNA is integrated with this creature that plants a seed in her. And the actual filming of the chestburster scene was surprisingly liberating because it's all physical, it's all in my body. When her demise comes, something very animalistic comes out because she's fighting for her life. Even though the audience knows, okay, there's no return from this, Navarro in the moment still doesn't know that. Her last line is, please don't let me die. I think it speaks a lot to why Fede and Roto in the writing process committed to this being a cast of all kids, or not kids, but younger people, and the fire they have, how much life they have, and how down to the very last moment they don't let that go. It's kind of built into youth, which I think is very beautiful to see all of that kind of be crumbled down and all the characters be brought to their knees in front of this like horrifying thing.
Thank you so much for speaking to me. Excellent film, excellent depiction. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great